Going on sound. That's my coffee. Video is rolling too. Alright. Hi Shelly, my name is Travis. I'm with Dallas Fort Worth True Earthers. We're also here filming for Flatoberfest for Karen B, asking some people how they're liking it so far, even though the official event hasn't started yet. You know, getting used to what people are looking forward to, where they have come from. So I guess that's how I'll start. So give your name, where you're from, why you're here.
My name is Shelly, and I'm originally from Oklahoma, but I'm from Florida though. We came up from Florida yesterday with a group of us. Yeah, and and I'm here because we've been to every one of these events.
Have you? So you're a veteran.
Yeah, I've been to all the Flatoberfest so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get to come to the Solar Return last year?
Yeah, we were there at that one too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
David was here filming that one.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so all right, so we have Dan here with Flat Earth SubGenius. Now, are you a content creator?
Yeah, that's on the online YouTube.
So it's Flat Earth SubGenius on YouTube?
Yeah, Flat Earth SubGenius Society on YouTube. Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Since 2013.
Wow, so you've been in it for a while then.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of veterans here. Then I feel a little bit out of it because I've only been a flat earther, you know, quote unquote, since like last year, maybe September or like maybe June. I had a conversation with one of my friends who is a flat earther, and he basically just told me straight face the earth is flat. And I'd been listening to Crow 777 for a little bit, so he dropped a few bombs, but I totally disregarded them. Whenever my friend mentioned that, it smacked me in the face. I was like, wait, you really believe that? Okay. So it got me on my journey. So Dan, what brings you here? How did you hear about Flatoberfest? And what are you most excited for this event?
I've known Karen since 2015. But we've never met before. This is my first event, first Flat Earth conference, first Flat Earth event. Well, I wanted to meet everyone instead of being little people, invisible things in my phone. Now I get to meet everybody, and now I get to help out. Now the occult memetics gets to creep into things, and you get to spread the memes, and the memes get spread, and the best meme wins.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like spreading memes and creating memes, and you just plant the seeds, and you don't even really need to do the work, especially if you know how to do it. You don't even need to speak to even talk about it, and actually it can happen without you even talking about it on the higher levels, on the higher planes.
When you're saying memes, you're not meaning like just the little pictures. You're meaning like the subconscious transferring of information, of cultural subtext to help kind of make a social shift in people's subconscious mind.
Yeah, exactly. I read a book, Occult Memetics, and that really, I was like, I'm like, these people take this stuff way more seriously than I do. And I'm like, I was just creating memes and making memes, but reading the book Occult Memetics really helped kind of take the stress off myself because I don't have to work as hard. Actually, that's probably another reason why I've really been in like an aimless, non-creative, non-motivated, non-inspired state, and that was another reason why I came here. Get myself motivated, get myself inspired, meet all these people. I work with Santos Bonacci in the Syncretism Society for the Syncretism Society, and David is an instructor for the Syncretism Society. Yeah, and so am I. And we just did a video earlier with Santos and with Daniel and. So we were doing a little Syncretism Society chat over on Santos's channel, Mr. Astrotheology.
Yes,
I was on that earlier live with David Weiss.
Well,
so,
I have to say,
cross-pollinating.
For real. So Santos Bonacci was one of my ins, not just in flat Earth. I was just researching for 4 years prior to being a flat earther myself. Santos Bonacci and his raising of the chrism was actually one of the initial videos, one of the initial talks that ever got me into accepting anything more than just a materialistic world. Santos Bonacci was probably one of my biggest stepping stones into the world that we live in now.
Same here. I came across Santos's research in 2009. Oh yeah, I forgot. I came across Santos's work 2009ish, and well, that's when he was still a heliocentrist, and so I pay attention to all these people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Hawking when he was alive, if he was alive. These Rogan. Who's that guy I'm trying to think of though? Oh, Graham Hancock.
Sure.
And
Garden of the Gods.
ancient aliens type stuff. Oh, hidden civilization type stuff.
Right.
Tartaria type stuff. That's a big thing now. People get triggered on Tartaria stuff. But whatever. It's a giant mystery. I don't know.
We're all on the search for truth.
I like people that admit that they don't know.
That's a big thing, yeah.
As long as I meet someone, I'm like, and they're like, no, I know. And I'm like, he does not know.
Right.
I'm like, it's like, I don't know. So I'm not ashamed to admit that.
So my partner Clover, we've had a lot of conversations about this, and she has some issues with how people approach this. I mean, we both do. How people approach their belief systems whenever it comes to how they know things, what they know to be true. And you can either take your belief systems from things that people have told you, like the world is a globe, we're flying through space, and that can be how you perceive reality, or you can do it, you can learn what reality is through your own five senses. And we found, like, interacting with people, especially in just DFW and online, that sometimes whenever people have a paradigm shift, whenever people realize that what they have been taught was incorrect, they have this need to latch on to something else. So they have this replacement paradigm, let's say, this replacement truth that sometimes causes even more crystallization in their held belief system than what they previously held. Now, do you notice that whenever you're talking with people who are more or less truthers in the search of truth? Do you ever notice something like that?
Oh yeah. One of my favorite authors, Robert Anton Wilson, he suggested to constantly be revising, re-editing, and remodeling your model that you have, or whatever you constructed that makes yourself sleep better at night with the belief system, otherwise known as bullshit. Belief system and bullshit. BS. So everyone has their own BS that they're spewing at all times, and don't buy into your own BS. Don't really believe in anyone else's BS, and try not to spew too much BS, and less BS will be thrown your way.
Wow, I really appreciate that. That's something.
That's the first time that it came out that way, so that was a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Like, that's a Robert Anton Wilson said something very similar,
Sure.
so I'm just taking it from him.
Does he have a book or anything that we should check out?
He's got like 33 books.
Interesting.
Around 33.
Sure.
I say it just to trigger people, but it's like 33, 35 books, 36 books, probably more. But he's my favorite American author.
Nice.
I have different international authors, but Robert Anton Wilson, he's the most. Besides Carlos Castaneda, he's another American author. Hunter S. Thompson,
Sure.
Gonzo Journalism,
Okay.
and how you take the story and you inject yourself into it, and then you become a part of the story. So then that's Gonzo Journalism. So now, like, look, this is all a story. Everyone has their own stories, and now we all get to cross-pollinate and collaborate our stories into better stories that we can tell other people.
Right.
And I'm
Kind
trying
of get the average of what everyone's experience is to pass on to future generations.
Yes.
That is awesome. Dude, thank you so much for sharing your story. Now, if you had to narrow it down to any specific moment in your life that really pushed you over the edge, now just regarding conspiracy and getting your first step towards the journey towards truth, what would you say that is? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Well, I've always been interested in stars and the constellations, and I've seen UFOs since I've been a kid, and I'll prove it today to anyone that wants to see. As long as the sky is clear and there's no clouds, I can show anyone UFOs in the sky. I'm one of those people. And like, what's his name? Dr. Stephen Greer, who takes people out in the middle of deserts and show. Well, I could do that, but he's just getting paid to do it.
Sure.
So I got to hang out with him more, apparently. But I'll show Karen. I will. Ted. Mark, David, anyone that wants to see you, Travis. I'm gonna show you some you if you stay later till dark.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, now what are they? Unidentified flying objects. But that really got me interested in like, but conspiratorial wise, that I was watching 9/11 happen in I was like 9th grade, and I made fun of it immediately. Like it didn't scare me, and actually I ran to the window and pretended that a plane was coming in and hitting the school, and all the people, the girls were all freaking out, but my friends were all laughing, obviously. So I just don't like. I see it, I'm like, why should it? Like, why? Everyone's dying all over the world. Sorry, like, it's not that. It's a Patrice O'Neill type of why? Like, I'm sad for it, but why? Why do I have to invest all my emotional energy into this when it's already invested in so many? It's okay. It's going to be all right. So you don't want to get too conspiratorial minded because you become paranoid. Right. And I say that from direct life experience. So just like, you don't know enough to worry. So relax a little bit more.
Whatever's going on out there, you'll be able to find pockets of pain and suffering anywhere you look in the world, but it's up to you to decide what to focus on and what to allow into your life. So I will say now, in regards to Flat Earth, what was the stepping stone? If you have any specific piece of information or proof, what put you over the edge, should we say, if there is an edge?
Well, I live next to the Great Lakes. And I've lived there my whole life, next to Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. I'm not even going to mention being obsessed with the stars and studying constellations and supposed physics models and none of that. I live next to the Great Lakes, next to Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. And I could see to Canada with my bare eyes. Not only that, well, that's an anomaly in itself. I shouldn't be able to see 60 miles to Canada. That's I'm not even bringing that up. But not only that, but the buildings are totally straight. So if there was actual geometrical physical curvature, the buildings would be tilted away from me.
But there's refraction and stuff.
Oh
and
my!
All those things.
Well, that's fine. But refraction exists on a flat plane.
Right. But the gravity doesn't bend the light.
see, when you start talking heliocentric jargon, it's a psychological, psychic, magical attack that most people can't handle. I just won't allow it to happen anymore. As soon as I see it, it doesn't even matter. It's black magic. That's another thing is magic. And like I've always been interested in magic. And like, is magic real? I actually wanted to be a magician.
Sure, like a show magician or like
a show magician. Yeah. Not only that, the very first guy I was wearing a photo or painting shirt by Powerland, and I was working at Duff's, and I got off a shift, and I talked to the magician at the bar. This magician was so good. I was able to be standing here. The bar is here. He somehow took my license. He had it on his side of the bar already. So and there was a separation in between us. So I was watching Hot Ones chicken wing show the other day with David Blaine, world famous magician.
No, David Blaine, yeah.
So I was talking with the magician at Duff's chicken wing joint in Buffalo, and so he noticed my shirt. He goes, "Photo or painting, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, photo painting." I go, "Which one is it?" And he's like, "Oh, photo." And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "It's a painting my buddy painted," and he superimposed it on a shirt. So now it's a shirt, and he got all flustered. And I'm like, "You're the magician here." And I'm like, "You took my wallet. You took my license out of my wallet earlier." And I'm like, "You're the first person that ever noticed my Flat Earth shirt." I go, "I'm not surprised that you're a black magician." And I'm like, "A black magician?" He goes, "Oh yes." He goes, "I live in a world of illusions. I deal with illusions." I go, "Oh, do you?" I go, "Good. Well, let's have a conversation about the globe Earth and he starts like getting all red and sweaty.
Biggest illusion of them all.
Yes.
Turn the cards on him.
Dude. So on the magician that's fucked around with me earlier, and So now I'm fucking with the. But I'll bring it back to. So he starts like sweating and he gets all red. And I go. See, you notice how you're sweating right now and your face is flushing with red. I go, you experience physiological symptoms of your cognitive dissonance that you're feeling right now about this topic that you've never gone into. And I'm like, so that was David Blaine. The interviewer goes, are there any magicians that really impress you? David Blaine name dropped the magician that I was talking with.
Really?
Garrett Thomas.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like, that was the first person that ever noticed my Flat Earth shirt.
Wow.
So that was just connection with David Blaine live as I'm trying to relax. Like my relaxation time is watching Hot Ones, David Blaine, eat some chicken wings and be all cool and stuff like that.
So, something that magicians rely upon is the illusion, and that was a very obvious encroachment on the dissolution of his world of illusion.
Yes.
That's impressive.
So, that was magic. But the Great Lakes, the Great Lakes. What was it? Oh, well, I already see. If you know the science, well, plus there's no curvature.
Nothing that we can see.
I've driven from New York, like Shaq. I've driven from when I drive, looks flat. It feels flat, looks flat. Oh dear God, I thought that was a bear. And I'm like, it's just a large dog.
We're in bear country for sure.
Are we?
I don't know.
What was it? When I bought the P900, I zoom up on the moon. It comes in. When I zoom up on the stars, they all come in at the same focus, the same size. They're all about the same size.
How does that work whenever they're all different distances away from the Earth? And not even considering the inverse square law of light, that right there disproves any type of visual that we would get from any stars anywhere.
So the closest star would, let's say, 5 million light years away. That's it. I'm just making it up. I'm probably wrong. I would say I am wrong, actually. I'm wrong. 5 million light years away, there's a star out there. Okay, fine. I believe you. What about that star that's 100 million light years away or 500 million light years away? Why is it when I zoom on the 5 million one and the 100 million one that they're the exact same size? And it's like there would be obvious discrepancies. Unbelievable. No, they all look exactly the same. No, but each star, when you zoom up on them with the P900, they're like individual snowflakes, where they all have their different shimmer and shape and size. So that blew me away when I was doing that live in 2015.
What you're doing wrong here is trusting your senses to make sense of reality.
Yeah.
So, good Lord. Well, Dan, all right, we've talked about quite a bit here, and I want to say thank you very much for sharing your story and sharing the things that make sense to you, because we need more of those testimonials of why we're here. As far as the actual event goes, what are you looking forward to? What is the reason why you're here, and what are you most looking forward to get from Flatoberfest?
I get to meet David Weiss, get to meet Karen, get to meet Mark, get to meet Austin again. I already did Flat Earth activism with Austin in Buffalo on my channel. I was gonna bring T-shirts of second Flat Earth comedian in modern existence. Second, because I wanted to make it ridiculous. Second ever Flat Earth comedian. Yeah, that's it. Second ever Flat Earth comedian. And I didn't get to bring my T-shirts down. My T-shirt guy fell through.
Oh, damn.
So I wanted to sell some T-shirts and do some branding. But I don't even get to do that anymore. So now I'm just going to be a charming presence, and that's literally that. Hey, I get to meet everyone and talk. Yep. I get to see the live concerts and look good in a suit. So that's good. I don't get to wear suits too often.
I love
I'll wear a
that.
suit tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, sweet, sweet. You're gonna be all dressed up for it.
So I'll get
Why
some
not?
extra sleep.
Right,
I won't
right.
be so tired.
Awesome.
And I'll keep safe and not be a drunkard and drink too much.
Right. Thank you so much for being a presence here, and a present, as we say. Absolutely. And I will say, last thing for anybody who is in this world, in this world of understanding, what would be the thing that you can see would be the most beneficial way to get people involved, engaged, and connected with others around them, others in a face-to-face way, so that not only can they bolster a local community, but also help with their own mental health of not feeling alone or feeling like a black sheep. Do you have any advice? Yeah.
Reach out.
Okay.
Ask for help. Don't be ashamed of asking for help. Ask for help. Say whatever you want. Say what you need. Say what you want. Be clear and be concise about it. And you'll be surprised that people do come out and they will want to help you, and they will want to support you, and that's awesome. So that's a face-to-face, direct human experience contact. That's an important thing. Go out. Go out there and actually just do the things you want to do. We don't have much time here, so we never know when it's going to be over. So just do whatever you want to do and get it out of the way. Even if you fail, who cares? You still did it. You can still say, "Hey, I did it. I failed. Whatever." And you can tell that story for the rest of your life. But yeah, so just go out and meet your heroes, and and meet your enemies too. If you're out there,
Make some friends. Make some friends out of them.
Make some friends. Make friends.
That's it.
Make friends.
Dan, thank you so much for being here, brother. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
God is good. God is
very good.
he's really into this stuff.
Is he really?
he really is into flat Earth.
He wants people to know the truth, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
And people are turning to the Creator. That's the exciting thing about it. It's not just an awakening, it's also a return.
Very much so.
Awakening and return. Like return to the old ways,
Yep.
the simple ways of the Creator made the earth, and He put us here, and He gave us some laws for how it's supposed to run properly, and
Makes sense. It
it
all makes
does.
sense.
It sure does. Yeah.
So are we rolling, David? Yep. All right, cool. I'm Travis once again with Dallas-Fort Worth True Earthers. We're a part of a wonderful community in DFW. We are based around the idea that we might not know exactly how it all works, but we know that we're being lied to. We know that we haven't been told the truth. So DFW True Earthers, we're also rolling for Karen B for Flatoberfest here. We're here with Sylvia. She is the author and illustrator of 2 wonderful books we have here. Has a few companions as well. So if you'd like to, Sylvia, just tell us why you're here, what brought you to Flatoberfest, and how long you've been on this path.
Well, I've been on the path for about 5 years, but didn't do anything with it because I didn't find anybody around me who agreed with me, and so I thought, to keep my friends, I'll shut myself up for a bit. But I couldn't resist. The truth. And when I started learning, I thought this needs to be in book form for children to be able to read and understand. And I started writing this book, Where Do We Live? And it just came out in rhyme. So this is my Earth poem. So where am I supposed to be looking?
Do we have a camera right
okay.
there? That's going to be
Yeah.
the main one recording.
Okay, so this one, Where Do We Live? And I had that just in time for the conference last year.
Sure.
And this year, I thought I'd do one on the moon and how the phases work on a flat Earth. So that's this year's book.
Awesome.
And I have another one coming up, how the sun makes seasons.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you very much. I have to say, for all of this kind of information, sometimes we can get lost in the minutia and the science, and it's all very confusing for some people who might not be grounded in an understanding, and that makes it even harder for them to explain it to their children. especially for me. I kind of took what school gave me as information as truth, and even if my parents had said something different,